Hey, Saturday night, how we doing? You look good. My name is Maxie. I'm in my 30s, and it's annoying because I feel like I'm falling behind all my friends in traditional female milestones. They're all married. They all have kids. My fridge is just covered with save the dates of couples with their dogs. My boyfriend's like, hey, do we have any milk? I'm like, I don't know. Check the vision board. I don't think I'm being a very traditional female. Like, I feel less like a woman in her 30s and more like a woman in the 30s. I don't own land. I don't have a real job. People have started whispering why I haven't taken a husband yet. Because after 30, there's only two explanations for an unmarried woman. She's a lesbian or she's a lot. And I get it. It's hard to tell by looking at me, but I identify as single, which really bothers my boyfriend. We went to a party of 4 couples and 1 single guy at the end of the table. My boyfriend leans over. He goes, God, I feel so bad for him. He's the only one going home alone. And I was like, I'll take care of it. See you in the morning. I do have women all the time, no matter what I say, come up after the show trying to test my straightness. It's very flattering, but I'm like, oh, honey, men have tested it plenty. I feel like gay people know they're gay because they're proud of who they're attracted to. Straight people know we're straight because we're not proud of who we're attracted to. My girlfriends will be like, he has a tribal tattoo. I'm like, I know, don't judge me. Half this room has tribal tattoos, don't they? I'm in Tacoma. I know where I am. I'm from Seattle originally. It's nice to be here because I live in LA where the beauty standards are very different. They're irregular, I might say. Like, if I'm anywhere else and I say I'm beautiful, they're like, great, yes, you are. I'm in LA, I say I'm beautiful. They're like, she's funny. I did a tour through rural Canada, and when I was there, I was basically a supermodel. Come back to LA, I'm basically a moose. I think it's strange that I'm not married, considering how many people, when they meet me, think they voted for my right to be married. Every woman I meet over 60 pulls me inside and says, I want you to know, I strongly support gay rights. I'm like, so do I, Gail. It's just how I dress. I get it. People don't really know what to do with a tomboy after age 10. Because when I'm a girl, I wear tennis shoes. People are like, oh, you're a tomboy. When I'm a woman, I wear tennis shoes. People are like, oh, you're Ellen? I've always been a little bit of a failure as a woman. I get it. When I was a kid, I actually got bullied really hard for being trans, and it was hard because I was not trans. Because of my voice and because my parents dressed me in my brother's hand-me-downs, girls would corner me in the bathroom going, Maxie's a man, Maxie's a man. And then right there in the bathroom, to prove I wasn't a man, I'd have to cry in front of them. Didn't prove I wasn't a man. Proved I was a real man. Thank you. I get it. I'm just not one of those girls who leads with her femininity. There's girls out there who are my pussy this, my pussy that, my pussy's a goddess. Just like, really? A goddess? Mine's more like an air fryer. At first I was like, oh, I'm going to use this all the time. Pretty quick, you're like, takeout's faster. I love women who are proud of their sexiness. I just don't like treating pussies like goddesses because it sets up the expectation that we have to treat dicks like gods. Hey, I treat my boyfriend's dick like God. I ignore it except for major holidays. I'm frequently a mess. Like, I find it very expensive to stay looking good like all these women out here with their regular hair appointments and nail appointments. Like, I used to just get Groupons to different salons every 5 years when I could afford one and do it myself in between. And I would show up at a salon and the woman would just be looking through my hair like, ugh, who did this to you? The woman at the last salon? Ugh, she did horribly. I'm so glad I found you. Was she blind? Okay. I'm sure she was a really nice woman just doing her best. I was skipping around from salon to salon, blaming my issues on the last hairdresser. I basically felt like the fuckboy of hair salons. I was like, no, I'm not the problem. It's them. It's every last one of them. I was skipping around from salon to salon, could never go back to the same one. I was like a hair outlaw. I don't know if you've ever felt wanted by a hair salon, but I still haven't. I don't like mean customer service. Customer service is supposed to help you and make you feel good. Every time I go into Victoria's Secret, they're like, who measured you last? There's not supposed to be this much space. It's not supposed to be half empty. I'm like, I'd like to think of it as half full. I'm an optimist. Maybe I'll grow into it. Who measured you? I'm sure she was a very nice woman who was just doing her best. I like my little boobs. Any little boobs girls here tonight? Yeah, I like them. They got personality. Actually, my boyfriend even talks about them the same way he talks about me. He's like, they're a handful. I think that's been the most upsetting part of reaching my 30s is now I can tell I'm getting older because when I get home at night and take my bra off, there's a drop. They did not grow. My boobs are now a little bit like Tom Cruise in an action role. Bit of a stretch. But it's sad because like growing up in high school, I had to deal with the same thing. Basically, I was part of a generation of girls waiting on their Hogwarts letter and their boobs at the same time. Which meant an entire generation of you parents had to sit your daughter down and be like, honey, I'm so sorry. If it hasn't happened by now, you're still going to have to learn math. My friend Janet has no idea what that's like. She had double D's in the 8th grade. She likes to brag that she had double D's so perky that without a bra, couldn't even hold a pencil underneath. I'm like, yeah, what need did you have for a pencil? You're never doing math again. Basically, I got a lot of empathy by having small boobs, I think. It made me really understand what it feels like to be a guy with a small dick. Because both of us had to look down at ourselves sometime before graduation and be like, well, I guess the only thing we're going to grow in the next year is a personality. I feel like girls today don't get that. They aren't as awkward as girls were at my age. They're so savvy. They're doing things like vabbing on TikTok. Have you guys heard of this? Vabbing. It's a trend where teenage girls are taking themselves and dabbing it on like perfume. I know! My friend Rachel told me about it. She was like, ew, gross. Who wants to smell like a dead, rotten, smelly fish? I was like, you should get that checked out, Rach. I'm like, you're 14. You don't need pheromonal help to attract men. But I do, so I bought 2 bottles of Jessica. I don't know what these girls are doing. It wasn't like that in my day. I remember in my day, my mom had to make me feel better about not being one of the pretty popular girls. She'd be like, that's okay, Maxie. Those pretty popular girls, they're gonna end up pregnant. Those pretty popular girls, they're gonna end up knocked up. Those pretty popular girls are gonna end up with 4 kids by the time they're 30. And even At a young age, I could tell it was a little troubling just how much she hated kids. I was like, do you hate the popular girls or do you hate us? What an awkward way to find out your mom was popular in high school. Girls are getting into sex so soon now. I don't know what that's like. I didn't lose my virginity till college. I don't know what the big deal is about losing your virginity. When I had sex for the first time, I didn't lose virginity. I gained perspective. I learned a lot about the world in that night. Come back to the dorms, girlfriends are like, did you get some? And I'm like, oh yeah. Basically, look, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. I was so embarrassed by the guy I lost my V card to that I did what any smart girl would do in that situation, and I reported it stolen. The people on the hotline weren't very helpful. They're like, ma'am, that's really not what we do here at Bank of America. I was like, I'm reporting fraud. When I went to bed, he was Leonardo DiCaprio. I woke up, he was Gilbert Grape. I feel like most straight girls' first time having sex was like Titanic's maiden voyage. A complete disaster. And all the men are like, I was assured that was not possible. Basically, I don't know if you guys know this about the Titanic, but they removed 50% of the safety precautions before it happened. The guys in charge were like, what? We didn't want to look like we were expecting something to happen. Look, my first time, not good. The guy didn't know that. I feel like my first time was definitely like Titanic's maiden voyage. Only the people up top were having a good time. Down below, we were like, I was promised a better life. No, I think we're all a little embarrassed by someone we've hooked up with before. Like, I found out recently a guy I used to hook up with keeps an Excel spreadsheet of all the hot female comedians he's hooked up with. I know, my friend Drew told me about it. He's like, it's okay, Maxie. You're not on it. What worries me about an Excel spreadsheet is you're using a spreadsheet to keep track of something that could have been a list. And if you're not understanding the difference, he also lied about his special skills. Spreadsheets compare things. I don't know what I was being compared to, because if I was keeping a spreadsheet of the losers I've hooked up with, it would be their name in one column, and in another column, the length of the relationship. Look at it like, whew, some of these are embarrassingly short. That says more about me. I think that's such a guy thing, to keep a list of the women you've managed to sleep with on a program called Excel. If I were keeping track of the losers I've dated, Excel is neither the word nor the program I would use. Thank God it wasn't Teams. I think that's so immature. It hurt my feelings. Last time I did anything remotely similar to that, I was in middle school keeping a list of all the boys I'd kissed until one day in like 7th grade, I was like, Maxie, what are you still doing carrying around this blank piece of paper? I feel like there's so much pressure to stay sexy as a woman, and it's kind of ridiculous. I saw a billboard for pregnancy lingerie. I'm looking up at it like, she's already pregnant, leave her alone. Who is that for? That is definitely not for the pregnant woman. That is for the dude who knocked her up. Pregnancy lingerie. For the man who wants to hear her say, get off of me! If you want to sell a pregnant woman something, sell her something to keep a dick away for a good long time. That's what she wants. Like wide leg jeans. My boyfriend went shopping with me one time. He was like, oh, those are so unattractive. I was like, I'll take 6 pairs. No, it's stupid how much extra effort it takes. I don't put much effort into it, you can see. Because I don't think guys appreciate how much effort we put into looking nice. They don't know how much effort it is on top of everything else we do as women. They'll be like, oh my God, Maxie, you're a comedian, you drum, you write. Is there anything you don't do? I'm like, you? I think guys are confusing being sexy with having sex. I'll hear them be like, ooh, J-Lo. Ooh, I wonder what she likes to sleep in. I'm like, probably an earplugs and a sleep mask. I don't know. Saves her energy, gets her beauty sleep. It's just, you can tell I'm angry about this. I know I come off a little harsh. A lot of people have told me I seem like a feminist, and I'm like, no, I'm just a little angry all the time. Those might be the same. And it's actually embarrassing because my boyfriend is a much better feminist than I am. Like, he teaches me things I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be the expert on. He came home the other day like, hey, did you hear Taylor Swift has a new album? I'm like, God damn it. The first time I brought him home, I apologized to him. I said, I'm so sorry we have to use condoms because I'm not on the pill. And he said, good. You shouldn't be. It's horrible for women. And I was like, I knew that. We hooked up, and afterwards, he was like, hey, you should probably go pee so you don't get a UTI. I was like, I knew that. He's like, oh, sorry. Go back to sleep. I still remember the first time, sorry to get graphic, over your chili nachos, that he went down on me, and I stopped him. I said, I'm so sorry it's taking me so long. He said, hey, your pleasure matters just as much as mine. And I was like, okay, well, that one I knew. I don't know if you guys know that much about feminism, but it kind of makes you look bad when a man can, in fact, do your job better than you. Every guy I've dated in LA has been a much better ally than I am. Like, one guy I dated paid for my birth control. I know, he went out and got a tribal tattoo on his bicep. I was like, whoa, look at that, don't want to sleep with you anymore. You guys are like, why are you hating on tribal tattoos? Because you're white, that's what. I love supporting other women, though. I just am bad about it because I don't know how to do it intelligently. Like, I used to listen to the couple above me fighting, and I'd just be so ready for my moment to come knock on the door and be in her defense. And I'm listening, waiting for my moment when he just says something outrageous. But all I hear is him going, you know, sweetheart, maybe you'd feel better if you didn't scroll so much and we went out for like a walk or something. I'm like, God damn it, he's got a point. I'm waiting down for my moment, like, call her fat, call her fat. No, look, if you still think I'm harsh, you're right. It's because I had some serious role models growing up. I was a horse girl. Any horse girls? You see the pony girl. I was a horse girl, and that's where we learned to be strong, independent women. I actually went back to my childhood barn up in Issaquah today, and I saw the trainer giving all these little girls lessons on these 1,000-pound beasts, being like, stop that, don't let him do that, he can't get away with that, kick him. And I was like, aw. And out in the parking lot, the mothers are on the phone with their divorce attorney going, stop that, he can't do that, don't let him get away with that. Kick him. I actually worried growing up a horse girl and knowing how dumb it made me with boys. I've been worrying for a long time that, oh, maybe these young girls won't know how to deal with men by the time they're done playing with horses. And I was listening to a couple of teenage girls brushing their horses, talking about the horses like they were boyfriends. They're like, mine's so tall, mine's so handsome, mine's the tallest horse in the barn. And the other girl says, yeah, but does he rely on it or does he have more to offer? And I was like, oh, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. I wish my parents had gotten me into the hobby, though, I could do as an adult, because I can't afford horses anymore. They're very expensive. Guys don't get that. I tried to date guys who could buy me horses, and they never liked it, because in LA, a lot of broke actors. And on dates, they would get salty about it as I was paying the check. Be like, I don't get it. What's the deal with women and horses? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we're just attracted to things that can support us. But I'm only telling you guys. I don't tell any other guys I date that I'm a horse girl because they get weird. They're like, ooh, a horse girl. Ride me like one of your horses. I'm like, okay. And then I grab a stick and I beat the shit out of them with it. Thank you guys at Maximum Track. Have a good night. Give it up for your host.